I wanted to ask you about the Harry Potter author JK Rowling. She's a long time, isn't she, Labour voter and donor, but she has said, writing in the Times, that she would struggle to support Sir Keir Starmer with his stance on gender.
Yes, big headline this today, isn't it? JK Rowling was a big donor of the Labour Party, but coming out in this opinion piece, highly critical of the Labour leader, and specifically referencing what he said a couple of years ago when Labour MP Rosie Duffield said that only women can have a cervix. At that time, he said, no, that's wrong. That shouldn't be said. But then just very recently, when former Labour leader Tony Blair says men have a penis, women have a vagina, well, I agree with Tony, and I would think lots of women questioning why, when a very powerful man says something, Sir Keir Starmer finds it easy to agree with him, but when a less powerful woman says effectively the same thing, that is not acceptable at all. So I think still some difficulty for Sir Keir Starmer on this issue, and not just Sir Keir Starmer, but there's been quite a number of members of the Labour Party have really tied themselves in knots over the last few years of the issue, what is a woman?
OK, Catherine, thanks very much for that. Appreciate it. We're joined now by the CEO and founder of Youth Vote UK, Alex Cairns, and broadcaster Jenny Trent-Hughes. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
What did you make of the last 24 hours, the whirlwinds 24 hours in politics, just briefly?
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with you. I think the election has been pretty dull compared to the previous elections. I think everyone knows Labour are going to win. I think it's just about how much. And I actually think I don't really understand what Rishi Sunak's strategy is. I think he just wants to basically be in California on the beach, pretty much.
What about these JK Rowling comments today about Sir Keir Starmer saying that Labour's turned its back on women?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one because for a long time, obviously, JK Rowling has had her opinions about this whole topic. I can't actually remember where it started. I think for some time she's had strong opinions, you know, to defend women. It's a very difficult issue. I think on both sides it's become potentially heated. It doesn't need to be. I think her point is that actually, you know, you need to make sure that women's rights are respected. I know there's lots of debates about whether, you know, trans women should be able to compete in certain sports, you know, mixed bathrooms, etc. So I think on both sides, there's a lot of debate. I actually agree with your reporter there. I think, you know, when JK Rowling makes a point and then Keir Starmer dismisses it, but then Tony Blair makes it, I think there needs to be some consistency here, right? Because that's not going to look good. And I think it can't look like Keir Starmer is being Tony Blair's fanboy, because actually that's going to look even worse.
Jenny, what do you make of it? It is the question that is plaguing the Labour Party, isn't it? What is a woman?
It's a tough one because I really do believe that whatever you genuinely feel, you should be able to say. And one of the things that I think is wrong in politics now is that you're not allowed to say what you really believe in. So whatever JK Rowling believes in, whether or not we agree, she should be allowed to say it. And whatever Keir Starmer feels, he should be allowed to say or not say.
Do you think he feels as though he can say what he believes?
Well, I don't think he does. But then I don't think he does in general. He does. I'm not overwhelmed with his presence. I don't feel that he always says what he feels. And I think that a lot of the times he says what he feels will get him in the least amount of trouble.
What do you make about JK Rowling's stance on the trans debate?
Once again, I think one of the things that I think is wrong with the world is that we're not allowed to say what we feel anymore. You get branded immediately, you're transphobic, you're homophobic, you're racist, you're all these different things. And you should be allowed to have a different opinion, because if people aren't allowed to express their opinion, then there is no narrative, there is no dialogue. And we have to have a dialogue. So whether or not we agree with her is not the point. She has the right to express herself.